Years after a court settlement required Colorado jails to improve conditions for deaf and hard of hearing inmates, advocates say accessibility is still lacking. New settlement agreement tries to change that now. In 2022, the Colorado Department of Corrections reached a settlement agreeing to provide sign language interpreters, hearing aids, and other tools. But the legal group that brokered those agreements says violations continued and that some inmates were going months or years without the accommodations that they needed to communicate. For their part, the Department of Corrections said those fixes weren't cheap. After reaching that settlement, they told lawmakers it would cost more than $500,000 to make those upgrades. In an amended settlement agreement approved last week, the department agreed to the creation of an independent monitoring team to oversee the accessibility upgrades and help train jail staff to work with deaf inmates.
This process has really been missing. A huge thing with the deaf and hard of hearing community, especially within our state prisons, is that they're often misunderstood because staff and their peers don't understand what hearing loss looks like. They don't necessarily understand that when you are talking to someone from behind their back, they might not hear you, but could hear you perfectly clear when you're talking in front of them.
We should note the Department of Corrections doesn't admit to any violations and agreed the settlement to avoid any further litigation.